Hello and welcome to the playthrough video of Qualities of AI, Usefulness versus Personality. My name is Nadav Pechthold and this is my thesis. I created a Gears of War map where players were introduced to two new AI characters. The first one was a redshirt, who had no distinct qualities other than his redshirt appearance. The other was a new character named Coleplane, taken off from the character Coletrain. Now the redshirt was never given an official name to the player, but I refer to him as Steve. Meanwhile, the other character, Coleplane, was given a short backstory relating him to the main character of Gears of War. During combat, Steve the Redshirt excels. Meanwhile, Coleplane has no combat abilities whatsoever. Coleplane instead runs and hides and gives short bits of dialogue. After every encounter, Steve will go and proceed to the next health item for Marcus to grab. In the meantime, Coleplane will go and give a short backstory about himself, his brother, the Gears world, or the level itself. At this point, players have the choice. They can go to Steve to get a health item, they can go to Coleplane to listen to his story, they can stay around to explore the level, or simply carry on. In this room, Steve runs ahead, and as soon as an immersion hole opens, he throws a grenade in there and seals it for the player. This further excels his useful qualities, even though he does it without ever saying a word. During this combat, Coleplane was staying in the back, not participating at all. As he gives his backstory, the player decides to skip ahead, canceling his dialogue. In this scenario, the player is overrun with a very strong front. Steve walks to the side and reveals a side path that the player can take. The player proceeds to follow Steve. Steve engages the enemies, taking out important threats first. Spotting a Theron guard, the player and Steve both engage him at the same time. Steve and the player can easily kill this one enemy. Now behind enemy lines, the player and Steve can easily kill the slightly less defended characters. Steve can be injured, though he has a high amount of health. At this point, it is up to the player's discretion whether or not he wishes to save Steve, or simply wait for him to revive on his own after clearing the room. Once again, after battle, Steve goes and runs to the nearest health item, while Coleplane takes a more scenic route, exploring the different objects in the map and showing a clear interest in the environment itself. In this area, a group of snipers have taken the position. Steve rushes ahead and prioritizes them and begins firing upon them. During intense combat, Steve provides excellent cover fire.
You know, I was a physics professor before the locust attacks. You know, I used to want to do that.
In the final encounter, players experience challenges found in the other areas.
gun.
Once again, Steve sunk an emergence hole, though this time he did so off camera.
Put a chainsaw on.
During this particular battle, Coleplane panics, running about. He neither distracts enemy attention, nor does he engage the enemies himself.
How do you aim a chainsaw?
Once again, Coleplane not only gives us information about the environment around us, but he tells more about his backstory.
All these toys. That's an X-23 Black Raven attack helicopter on the scene.
That concludes the test portion of the thesis.